Well, back to the Will Is podcast. Yeah, we back again because I wanted to do another show tonight because I had to extend the show that I did today. But we ain't talking. Well, we might come up doing this show though because this show is gonna be full of some just facts. Because check out the name, the WIP, Unconscious America Show. Who knows the real history solutions? What are the solutions of this type of cataclysm we live in today? They said aliens are coming back, all kind of people going in with it. I'm cool with that, but do you know who they are? Have you ever seen something like this? Have you ever seen this book? The Anunnaki Legacy Edition. No Chrome, no Mick, Neochromicon. Gnosis. Gnosis. I will not read this book over the airways, but I will show you. I'll show you the book. I'll show you what it has to do with. I will even show this. You understand what I'm saying? There's some stuff in this book. It's not the other word, just to let you know. There are many books, as you learn. That exist. Let's take a little story here. Check this out. Okay. Yeah, I got books. I'll tell you people, I got books. I have books. I read a lot, I study a lot, and things change a lot. But when you embody yourself, your vessel of learning who you truly are, it becomes personal. You understand, my people? It becomes a journey, a never ending journey of bettering yourself, bettering your mindset, bettering what you know, bettering the conversation that we can have. That's why I ain't taking callers yet. I just want to, this show is, I'm explaining to you that it's not a rabbit hole that we go down. It's a journey go through. You understand? It's a journey that we go through. People want to make things rabbit holes all the time. Simply, they don't have no answers. And they don't have the mind to come up with solutions. You understand what I'm saying? You have to be solutions based for yourself in order for you to what? Walk solutions for who? You and others. You included. So some people, they want to intellectually masturbate. That's their problem. Intellectually masturbate. I know some. What I do, I read from the books. I give you the facts, and I'll tell you my honest assessment, because we try to keep it closely aligned to the truth as possible. Close as you can. You want to sit in the bosom of truth. You don't want to ever be a liar. And when you're putting out here, just make sure it's worth something. Make sure people can grab this information and get it for themselves. Verify it for themselves. Study their own and practice their own system of what? Powernomics. You understand, Dr. Claude Anderson? Understand what I'm saying? The National Plan to Empower Black Americans. That's all it is. People think this book is offensive. How? I keep telling you, when people sit at the top of the food chain looking down, they're going to practice natural selection, and they're going to The European have practiced xenophobia. Not all. They can't help it. Even if they're intrinsic in a specific environment, you're going to have those traits. You lay your dogs, you get fleas. Just like on the side of any human equation, you have the have and the has nots, the have and the have nots, but that equate to good or bad. There are people with money, they made up a disease called affluenza. And it wasn't from them practicing powernomics. They were practicing purely, you know what it is, white supremacy, articism, racism. That's what they were practicing. They were not even trying to compete. They ensued themselves into mediocrity in order to make who? Indigenous classes work hard. The indigenous class had to do the work, had to build by micromanage. Don't even know how to do it, just want to scowl and make you do it, but don't have any skill sets, no plans. Who built Washington, D.C.? Benjamin Banneker. Who built this whole country? The indigenous people that were already here, and some foreigners from Africa, not the majority, very small in numbers in comparative. They took over somewhere between 3 and 6,000 American Indians to Europe. And they also took the class of the us to the islands. Brother, I call them back. So understand me well. Reading stuff like this on there, these are factual equations, my things that actually happen. This is real history. This is why they want to erase history in books. Let me tell you something. We are identical. Let me read this to you right here. 13. Check it out. Driven together by the invader, Native Americans and Americans began to find their shared common birthrights and live in lives based on family, community, and spirituality. As they embraced, they tried to understand both the grasping nature of the foreign foe and how to survive his onslaught. Tales in aid and comfort. Josiah Henson, the real Uncle Tom of Harriet Beecher Stowe, famous 1852 novel, escaped bondage in Kentucky with the aid of Native Americans. His 1849 native of his life helped him make way northward to Canada. In 1852, Martin R. Delaney, the father of black nationalism in the United States, paused in the denunciation of slavery to say of Indians, we are identical as a subject of American wrongs. Outraged and oppressed, and therefore one in interest in his novel, Blake or The Huts of America. Delaney, propaganda protagonist Henry S. Culver, an elderly American leader in Texas. In case the blacks should rise, they should have hope and fear from the Indian. Culver reminded him of the Fighting Alliance of Florida, and for the intermarrying, the winds around holds us together. The four C's of future strong. You can't separate. He concludes. You must fight the white foe. After the Civil War, members of each race found his help one another. African American frontier women often took the lead. After Carla Brown gained her freedom, she reached Denver by coverage wagon in 1859, when it was all called Cherry Creek. Cherry Creek. In Central City, 2 years later, she turned her home into a hospital, and then the First Methodist Church. I always go where Jesus called, she said. She is welcome, whites, Native Americans, and fellow Americans, anyone who needed help. That is the moral fiber and capacity of what you have to, what the nature of a viewing of the beauty of a godly being. And we still have that nature to this very day, but that hasn't taken advantage of profusely. To have someone be so savagery and will call a native a savage because of their colonial ills. Y'all might, this is a beautiful, wonderful, wonderfully constructed book of wonderful stories like the one I just read. It would do you some good to understand the plight and the struggle and everything that this American Indian has been through on his own homeland. Understand, please. Understand me and understand me well. Let me give you a little bit more out of my two new faves. They're great read. Check this. Revealing America's Dark Skin Past. Spices. Trade routes. 1 to 1500 CE, Common Era. Many historians have recorded that the purpose of Columbus' journey was to find a route to the spices markets of China and Japan. The land route has been dominated by the Arabs and Muslims. And the European countries have been trying for centuries to find a new route to bypass them. In the 1480s, Columbus started asking for assistance, finance, a new route to the Spices Island west by sea. He first went to the King of Portugal, who turned repeatedly. At the first time, the king's interest was the trade Western Africa, which to him took precedence over establishing any new trade routes to India and Asia. After years of trying to receive funds from Portugal, Columbus left and moved to Spain with his brother. Columbus' brother, Bartholomew, and Columbus traveled to other countries to try to gain the funding. Both returned to Spain with no results. Columbus was in Spain for 6 years before finally receiving a royal proclamation from the King and Queen of Spain. This occurred after Spain finally won their independence from the Moors after the fall of Grenada, which ended 8 centuries of Muslim domination in the Iberian Peninsula. Now that Spain was at peace, it could now devote their energies to other ventures and to finance Columbus' journey. There you have it. Those are the facts. Hold on a few seconds. I gotta see. Idiots. Oh, people selling stuff. But anyway, so you have to understand that America has a very, very strong history and accounts of the presence of, American Indians. It sounds so stupid to even say and to have to try to help people make sense of that. It's perplexed. Because if you have a European, you see how they got here, their fathers, and who stuff. This feels like back in time, but is punishing because it feels like trying to persuade, shall I say, convince when there's no convincing that would ever have to be that would have to be done. It's more so educating. That's what we want to do. Educate, change. You know, I always got to make it fun. I always gotta be proud. About learning new things and taking new ventures and new understandings. I also want to take this show and I'm gonna do a spinoff for the kids and for the 18 and below. It's not gonna be profane language. It's gonna be, I may take a chance and bring my daughter on with me so we can, read together this summer and bring her. She's a yeah, she just got the principals list again. She's a 3-year kindergarten, first and second grade. She's been the principals list, but she said she didn't want to go to third grade. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be different. We like challenges though. We embrace challenge, uh, what you would call adversities, because there are ways around them. There are ways through them, and there are definitely ways to achieve your success by having solutions. So in this household, or in nations, you know what I'm saying, and the will is podcast household as well. We talk about just that. We talk about how to build. We talk about how to construct ourselves, reconstruct ourselves, reaffirm ourselves, practice affirmations. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into all of that, but this edutainment is gonna take off. Dr. AE, he had a show to do tonight. We're pretty sure we're coming on tomorrow. Um, it's gonna be, of course, we're gonna come and we're gonna hit them. We're gonna hit y'all with some more, stuff. You know what I'm saying? Some real good commentary, uh, real good content. You like to bring it strong. We like to keep it accurate. And he has his specialty. So in tonight because he had another show. I had an obligation that ran a little late tonight myself. So, we had to pivot, which we'll do again. We are always gonna keep it steady. We always gonna put out the good content and collaborate, make sure we doing you guys good service. You understand what I'm saying? You dig that? So yeah. Yeah, so check it out. Unconscious America. You got man, you got the government passing. You got the Republicans out here just doing the most. You got this one sister Jasmine Crockett out here by herself hooking and jabbing. Keep charging, Jasmine. Keep charging, sister. You got Cory Book out here spreading his cheeks. Man, it's wild. These people. They're self-serving individuals. You got the Pope telling Trump, "I can't touch you. Don't put your hands on me." You got everybody drawing a line in the sand. It seems like I need y'all to just stay learned. The more you learn, the more easier it is to make the proper decision. That's for all people. If we Americans, we black and white, we've been living with each other for since y'all been here. We've came, we've grown, and it's like we just want to keep on with this unscrupulous, foolish behavior that we have to grow up, America. Grow the fuck up. It's time. Stop with your antics. You're not better than anybody. We're all pretty fucking mixed up, pretty much. But all at the end of the day, as an American Indian, as a foundational black American, as a person that people have experienced every form of an atrocity that has ever existed anywhere, but it existed here worst and first. You dig? Let's just be honest. Like a society of brilliance, and you slaughter them to walk them back in time. Kind of like what that sound like what's going on today? Doesn't it sound like we're always look at China's moving. You know why China moves differently? Because they all look like each other. We have the biggest challenges on this front because sometimes we feel like, we should probably not deal with each other, and at other times we feel like, well, only if you're. But the problem is we're most of America is unconscious, walk around with a state of amnesia on a continuum simply because it likes to feel powerful. Wait, see, the problem is it's the legacy you leave. You don't really understand. The legacy you leave is extremely important, and it does associate you, but you can excellence always disassociates you from fools. Yeah, man, that goes from any race of people. Everybody got their food, but at the end of the day, it's who's dominating the society. If you look at the dominant society, is what the European culture in America. They have some of the most violent criminals and do some of the most grotesque crimes. Congress. We see, right? Who wants to like that, where you got criminals behaving, atrociously and acting as if they're right, and you can't see that they're grotesque. It's fucking ridiculous. I mean, to even be such a bastard to society. You spend your time trying to heal yourself and participate in healing others, and practicing justice in giving what? Giving justice means providing needs to those who needs it most. Imprisonment, not shooting Down syndrome people, not shooting, killing autistic people, not even communicating at all, and just pulling the trigger and annihilating, people of color, or indigenous Americans, and those that are even mistaken as indigenous Americans. You got Latin Americans, you got brown and black people are getting slaughtered. Now Asians, the yellow man is getting slaughtered. God damn. How long does it have to be before you understand your behavior is just not changing? Meaning you're the one that has not evolved or grown up out of your merciless killing ways. You kill everything and you take it and mimic it and you laugh and you downgrade everything that you touch. Well, how about you start celebrating and participating with nature about yourself, because you have already proven and shown you failed the world under your leadership. The world under your leadership because you knew the truth but loved a lie. Let me repeat that again. You know the truth, knew the truth, you love the lie. We know lies have no roots. Do you care? You should. Because you can only participate when you are in charge. You can only participate when you are in charge. That's a sickness, especially when you have seen the likenesses of your power destroy the planet. The earth is a celestial body. It feels the excavations. It feels the torment. If the earth can provide nutrients, health, and well-being for you, why would you destroy, pollute, and try to make Mother Nature scream putting your claws under the way you do, and you pose as a figure, as a scientist, as a botanist, as a person healing can help, when you have tilled the very carbon out of the soil to turn food something of a genetically modified origin. Enough is enough. You have to get back to an antique technique. Old world principles like morals and, I repeat, old world antique technique methods, morals and ethics of how to operate with each other. That means the lies have to go away. That means everything you say must be bond. Word must be bond. What's in a contract must be fulfilled by simplicity, not your extra verbiage. No. Yes is yes, no is no. No maybe. Doesn't that deal better? Right? Yes, yes, no is no. Period. No maybes. I might. That depends on That's trick talk. Magic is in the forward move of accomplishing a task. That's what the human can do. You don't have to do that with a group. You can do that. You move forward, knowing your path, so you can carve out your straight line. You can get right where you need to be without obstacles. That's the problem. People want to throw obstacles and put barriers in your way because they see your prowess and they fear your prowess. They fear you when you're not even a threat. You're just doing the best version of you. It's sad and pathetic how people carry on always in a state of fear. Go check my show out. I was talking about, that's the fear show. Who do you fear? When you learn more, the fear goes away, starts to dissipate. That's true. But check it out. This is the second show today. I'll keep it short. I kept it cool for y'all. I hope this volume issue comes out better with this show. Check it out. Act like I don't know. This ain't the end of the show. But check it out. We have, man, I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing, for commenting. We got more to come. Please believe we got more to come. We got I'm gonna keep some things, I'm gonna keep close. But check it out. We do got the LLC. We do got the LLC up and running. I meant to show y'all this. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, there we go. Hold on, check it out. Yeah. I'm gonna show you the binder, but yeah, check it out. We are officially in business so hopefully, you guys love you when I do bring the merch, when I do get my stuff together from that perspective. You understand, like I tell you, this podcast is an experience, man. Yeah. Y'all can with me. We're gonna keep learning together. We're gonna keep putting out great shows, give you the best quality information that we can. We keep it old school with the books. They are my possession. We here, they're everywhere. They're all around me. They're all around me so that I can, grab and use them as what you would call weapons of age. Those are swords. I told you, words are spells. When you keep the right information flowing through your head, learning more about yourself, applying it to your skill sets and what you do in life, appreciating the people around you, growing from them, and not looking at their color as far as that. Keep things on a personal level with people that you care about. Don't always try to don't be in the position of trying to dominate. Grow, help people, learn. Let's establish some peace unless somebody ain't asking for it. But you getting peace and you getting act right from people. Don't feed into, foolishness. Walk in goodwill, treat people with respect. You understand? All right. Yeah. So that's it tonight. But I want y'all to say it with me because this is my favorite part. You know what I like to do. Let y'all know what's yours. You dig? So come on, say it with me. The will is yours. Stay tuned.